What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Bass Lane Podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you're here to listen today. I've been super excited for this episode. We've got a guy on here who is just a little bit younger than me, who is from Illinois, fishes high school tournaments, travels all across the country chasing bass, and this guy's good. And he's got really good at the social media side too. He can catch them at the same time, and he's going to be spilling a little bit of knowledge about everything today. So we're going to see the perspective of somebody from up north. Most of you guys are around Tennessee, or, the Mid-South region. But this guy, he's a super cool dude. I've got to know him over the last couple of years, traveling to different tournaments, to the Bassmaster Opens or the Major League Fishing World Championship, and all these different tournaments. We see this guy at every single one of them, and he's always being competitive. So we're going to welcome into the show Carter Pajeski. What's up? What's going on, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, dude. So Carter apparently doesn't have great Wi-Fi in Illinois, so we're gonna have sound the whole time, hopefully. But if his camera cuts out every now and then, we do apologize for that. But we should be good for most of the show. What's going on, Carter? I mean, a little bit different weather up there in Illinois right now compared to down south. What's it like up there right now?
A little bit. It's a little chilly right now. Mornings are a little brisk, especially when it gets a little windy. And she's been raining for the past week or so. So it's been a little,
goodness.
Yeah, it's been a little miserable for the past week or so, but it's been all right. Yep. Couldn't wish for any better weather right now, though. At least it's not snowing.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all definitely get some snow in the winter for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
How cold does it get there in like the middle of winter? Like, how bad does it get?
Oh geez. It kind of depends on the year, but we had some really cold days last year. We had some 10 below.
Oh goodness. How much snow do you usually get?
Not a whole ton of snow.
Really?
To be honest, not a whole bunch of snow. I mean, it kind of depends on the year also, but normally not a bunch. I mean, maybe 20 inches, something like that, 30 inches.
Yeah, compared to us, that's a lot.
Yeah.
We'll get snow, we'll get maybe one good snow every year, and that's if we're lucky.
Yeah.
That's kind of rare too, and it only lasts 2 or 3 days because the sun is beaming 70 the next day. But
I hear that.
Yeah, we have we have every season of weather in a week down here. But
yeah.
So in Illinois, what part of Illinois, mid or northern?
I live up in northern Illinois. I'm about an hour west of Chicago, so I'm up there a ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do the lakes freeze over up there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We get depends on the lake, but I mean a lot of lakes around here will have 12 inches of ice on them. So
really.
Yeah, driving truck, and we'll drive the trucks out there and everything ice fishing. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is ice fishing a pretty big deal?
For a lot of guys up here, yeah. I'm not a huge ice fisherman. I like to do it if someone who knows what they're doing can take me out. But put me out there, I don't think I'm gonna know where to go.
Do people live scope while they're ice fishing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of guys up here. A couple of my friends got live scope units for ice fishing. It's a lot of fun, especially when you get hot on them. It's a lot of fun. But yeah.
Did the big smallmouth bite under the ice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. Just to say I've done it. I might not even like it, but I do want to at least try it.
The guys who catch them, but the guys who don't. I mean, there's a lot of guys who will with the aqua views and stuff like that. And they'll go around and they'll drill 50 holes and they'll put that thing down and they'll spend hours trying to find them. But then once you find them, normally it's pretty good.
So do they look at an avionics map or Lake Master or whatever you use?
Yep.
So they'll find a point that runs out and they'll drill a hole on top of it.
Yep. It's like open water fishing pretty much, but
you're
crazy. On top of it. Yeah.
Wow. Ice fishing can be tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you're not on them, you're just not on them.
No. Yeah.
I think the weird part about it, for me, would be you can't really cover water. You can't just run down the ice and throw a crankbait or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've had days where I've drilled holes for 3 hours and I don't catch any. So it can be tough. But I've also had days where I've caught them really good. So
yeah. Do you use the are they called tip ups?
Yeah. Yep.
The tip ups
with minnows on those. Yep. Catch them largemouth.
Largemouth.
Bite, yeah.
Do the big ones bite?
Yeah, I've got JD's actually a pretty big ice fisherman. He's got some really good ones.
So JD's your partner for those who don't know.
Yep.
Does he live around where you live or a little
He
ways away?
He lives about 30 minutes north of me.
Okay. So what lake would be closest to you guys?
Closest lake to me is probably Lake Michigan.
Michigan.
Yep.
So
it's about depends what area you go to, but like the Chicago area, downtown Chicago, if you get to Lake Michigan, it's probably about an hour. So.
Oh, so not too bad.
No. Yeah.
Is there a lot of small lakes in Illinois, like?
Or yeah. Is it? There's quite a few. I mean, I've got a quarry by my house that we can fish that. The boat ramp getting in there is a little interesting. But that's about 5 minutes, and then I got another little like forest preserve pond that's about 5 minutes, and then a couple like 700-acre like trolling motor only ones, stuff like that.
So you can put your boat in the quarry.
Yeah, wow. It's small. It's maybe it's maybe 100 acres or so. It's super small, but it's like 65 feet deep, so it's big. Wow. We scope them out there. Yep.
Are they in there? They're in there.
Yeah, on the A rig. Catch on the A rig. Yeah.
Are they smallmouth or largemouth or both?
Both.
How big do they get in those? I've got there's someone I know that dives, and he told me that like he saw a world record bluegill in a quarry one time, and I was like, oh, I bet there's giants in quarries.
Yeah, there's some big ones in there, man. I've seen some really, really big ones, and I know some friends who have caught some 7-8 pounders out of there.
Really?
So yeah, and there's definitely ones bigger than that, and there's some big smallmouth in there too. That's but awesome. You gotta never hooked into one in there, so we'll see.
So you live scope them in the quarry?
Yeah, we try. At least we try. We're not super mega hammers on the scope, but we try.
Yeah, is that a big deal up there? Is that like seems like it's a big controversy like everywhere right now? But it's like, do a lot of people complain about that up there? It seems like it might be a little more useful where you live. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
It kind of it definitely depends on the lake, but I mean, there's guys who fish Lake Michigan, and there's guys who catch them really good, but then there's guys who don't. But I mean, to be honest though, a lot of the lakes around here are like shallower, like fish and grass lakes. So there's not a lot of lakes around here where you can go out and like, especially by me. In other areas, obviously there is, but around me, like there's not really many lakes I can go out and like graph for brush piles and scope them out of brush piles and stuff like that. It's a lot of like hucking spinner baits in the grass and throwing frogs and stuff like that.
I got you. So see, to me, in like before I really started like fishing up there, which I'm not a pro by any means, but I've been there 3 or 4 times, and it's completely different than you would think. Like you think up north, for whatever reason, I always think like rocky lakes. Like St. Clair, I thought it would be straight rock and gravel, but there's grass everywhere, and I'm like, whoa, this is weird.
Yeah, and, you got it.
And like Saginaw Bay, there's so much grass, and you can catch them out of it too. Like the largemouth is so solid up there.
Yeah. There's you got to go way up north for like up in Hayward, Wisconsin. That's like up by Lake Superior. That's about 7 hours north of me, and then you get into the moose and the bears and the Rocky Lakes and stuff like that.
Yeah. One of my buddies, he grew up there in Wisconsin in the North Woods.
Oh yeah.
And he goes up there, and there, all the little small lakes, and he catches a bunch of
Oh yeah.
He catches a bunch of them up there. It's like they've never even seen baits.
No.
But,
it's
crazy.
Yep.
So, fishing high school, how is the trails up there in Illinois? Is there a ton of boats, or is it not as many, or how does it work with the lakes freezing over and everything? How does your season run?
So for us, they have there's 2 main trails, ICAST and then the Illinois Bass Nation ones. And so normally, I think the Illinois Bass Nation, they had 5 events this year. In the ICAST, I think they had 8 or 9. So and the Illinois Bass Nation tournaments have 30-ish boats, something like that, 40 boats. And then the ICAST ones will have 80, 90, something like that.
Okay.
For the high school side. But they fish everywhere. Normally, though, the season starts down south in southern Illinois. Lake of Egypt is a big one down there. Lake Kincaid. those ones. And then as the year progresses into the summer, then they kind of work up here, and then they kind of have that summer lull where we're not fishing a bunch in the summer. But then as like late August, September hits, then they started hitting them pretty hard again. But now that's the ICAST tournaments are over for this year. So are the Illinois Bass Nation ones. So no more local ones.
Okay. So so how long do the lakes stay frozen up there? And do they all freeze? Like, I always wondered if a big lake like Lake Michigan, does the entire thing freeze or just like sections of it?
No, yeah, just some of the bays will freeze up, and then
Okay.
they'll have like that sea ice. It's just like big, like 4-foot sections that'll be out there that kind of float around. But no, that's but it kind of depends on the year but pretty much all the small lakes up here do. Besides the heating and cooling lakes, they obviously don't freeze because they stay warm enough, and they don't. But I mean, I guess it kind of depends. Sometimes, probably about they stay frozen for 2 months, maybe.
Okay, so
So
not
December,
terribly.
January, yeah.
I got you. So
Yeah.
what is a heating cooling lake? I've never heard that before.
So they have the power plants. They have power plants, and they take in that water to cool them down, and then that water gets heated up by whatever they're trying to cool down, and then they push it back out into the lake. There's a lake about an hour south of me, Braidwood. It's really good. They have March 1st every year. They have the lake opener, and there's guys who sleep in their trucks out in the parking lots and stuff to try and be the first boat out there. It's crazy. I'm not.
It's like Black Friday.
Yeah, I know. And it's like trying to be the first one at the duck hole in the public land. I mean,
Yep.
it's March 1st. There's guys everywhere, but they catch them really good. They catch 25-pound sacks out of there.
Oh, really?
But it's in the summer. I've been out there. I had one time I was out there in the summer, and I put the boat in, and it said 103 on the graph, and we're like, all right, yep, not doing this. And we went back home.
Goodness.
So it gets hot, 105 degrees in the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that the 25-pound bags in the heating cooling lakes? Is that largemouth or smallmouth?
Yeah, largemouth.
Largemouth. Okay. Seems like the smallmouth wouldn't be about it.
Yeah, no, they actually have that lake has Florida strain bass in it too.
Oh, really?
So they can withstand the heat. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
That makes sense though, because
Yeah.
105 degrees. That's lakes in
That's
Tennessee don't
something.
even get close to that.
Yeah.
So the local tournaments are dying down. So you said the ICAST tournaments, that trail is winding down. What about the Illinois Bass Nation? Y'all still have a couple left, or is that
No,
dying down too?
they had their last tournament this previous weekend. Was their
Okay.
last Illinois Bass Nation tournament. Yep.
How'd the season go? Drop some finishes on us.
We didn't. I don't think I fished an Illinois Bass Nation tournament this year. I don't think I
Wow.
did. I think I was either. A lot of them, they had the 3 of them that were in the spring, and those all overlapped with opens, so I
Yep.
wasn't able to make any of those. And then the 2 fall ones, I've been hunting those 2 past weekends, so I wasn't able to make it to those. But the ICAST tournaments, we fished almost every single one of those besides one. Those ones were none of those overlapped, so we did really good in those though. I think we're in second for all state points right now. So
Sweet. So
Mhm.
so do you have any more of those left?
no, all wrapped
No.
up.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
solid. Second in the points is
Yeah.
how does the points work up there?
I'm not really sure what the conversion is, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what the first to second to third to fourth to fifth, what the conversion is to points.
Okay. So does Illinois Bass Nation, they do like a team of the year, angler of the year?
They don't. No.
They don't.
Mm-mm.
So they don't keep up with the points.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
never would have thought that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So going forward, all the local tournaments are dying down. Do y'all have like that, the fruit jars or the good old boy tournaments? Do y'all have a lot of those around there?
We do, but I don't really live by a bunch of big lakes, so it's kind of the Fox Chain, which is I fished a tournament out there 2 weeks ago for an ICAST tournament. There's a ton of them out there, but that trail's wrapped up too. They have ones like every single weekend out there, and then Des Plaines River, which is about an hour from me, also 50 minutes, which is a river, and that river flows out. It connects to the Calsag River, then that flows out to Lake Michigan. But it's pretty tough out there. But they do have like Wednesday nighters and Thursday nighters and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So where's your next tournament at? And how like where's it at?
My next one's Lake Hartwell.
Okay, so that's in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Okay. How far of a drive is it to Hartwell from where you live?
I think it's about 12 hours.
12 hours. Goodness. Yeah. A half a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like the straight drive. Do y'all ever split it up, or do you just get up super early and you drive
Well,
late?
I think we're probably going to leave after school on Wednesday. We'll probably leave after school, and then we'll probably have to stop, and then unless we drive all the way through, I'm not sure how we're going to plan it out. But then a lot of the tournaments after the tournament, then we'll drive like halfway and then split that. But if that's 12s, if we're taking some stops too, so.
Oh, okay. So 12 is like the total, not just the straight drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a pretty good little drive.
Yeah, that's a lot of the tournaments are ways. I mean, the closest one actually this year was lacrosse.
Yeah.
For that MLF tournament, that was about 3 hours. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I know you fished the Harris Chain this year, right?
Yeah, I fished that the past couple of years.
How far of a drive was that?
I think that it's not as far as you think. I think it's about 18 and a half.
Not as far as I think, man. That's still pretty far.
Yeah, it was a ways. My dad me and JD flew, and my dad took the pain and drove the boat down there, so we weren't missing as much school. So
there you go.
That worked out good, yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all always take your boat, or do you have like friends and like a friend in Alabama to use their boat?
We used to. This was actually the first year we've taken our boat, but then the previous 3 times we fished it, because this year we decided we were just going to do, because previous years MLF and Bass Nation have had tournaments down there, and
like back-to-back weekends.
Yeah, and we did both of those. But this year we decided, since we were going to take our boat, it would just be easier to just do one of them, and we just did one of them. But we used to – have you ever seen Scoot Daddy angling on –
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he used to boat captain for us down there.
Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy,
he's camera guy for Carl right now.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep. And a couple other guys, too.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the furthest you've ever had to drive for a tournament?
It would have been that one, Harris Chain.
Okay.
Yep.
Man, definitely have to split that one up though.
Yeah.
Man, does it ever get old having to drive that far to tournaments?
To be honest, I don't really mind driving as much as I used to. I mean, you kind of get in the car and you just keep on trucking. I mean, it's not too bad. I don't really mind it.
Yeah, kind of get used to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have what's like the go-to? What's the go-to get the time by in the car? Like, what do you do?
Probably watching YouTube. That's it. Or sleep.
YouTube.
Sleep's probably number one if I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, sleep's a good one.
Yeah, that works all right.
Yeah, what do you think about Hartwell in a couple weeks? That should be
I'm excited, man. I'm pretty excited for that one. I think that one should be good.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Definitely excited for that one.
And I haven't fished any big opens recently, so that one's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, we were there not too long ago, like late July, early August. So getting back there pretty quick. My dad asks, how many Buc-ee's between Chicago and the Harris Chain?
Gosh, man, I'm not sure. The closest Buc-ee's to us, I think, is about an hour.
An hour?
So,
is that south or north?
Yeah.
South, okay.
I'm not sure though. When we drive by one, we make sure to stop though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those brisket sandwiches are hard to beat.
Yeah, okay. So going along with that question, Grant Thomas asked the go-to gas station order for car rides.
Oh boy, it's man.
Or give us a couple. Some
Some days I try and stay healthy, But sometimes I just can't. I mean, if we're driving by a Casey's, I'll get a pepperoni pizza and a Dr. Pepper, and then some days I'll get a water and some trail mix, So it kind of depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah. What is a Casey's?
You guys don't have Casey's?
Casey's General Store?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen them like driving around, like traveling and stuff. But
yeah, their donuts are hard to beat.
Okay.
If you ain't had them, you're missing out. And their pizza's hard to beat too. You're missing out.
So what are the gas stations up there, like the main ones? Because I know when we went to Wisconsin, they had like one gas station, and that was it. Like there was, what are they called up there? I know Kurt would know. What are they called? They're giant gas stations. Like they have everything there. It's like an actual grocery store, kinda. Oh man, I wish I knew the name of it. I don't know. What are the gas stations around y'all? What are they called?
Casey's.
Casey's, that's like all you have?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Interesting. JJ LaRue asks, outside of your home state, what's been your favorite tournament and lake?
Saginaw Bay up in Michigan. That's my favorite one.
Favorite tournament?
Yep, that's favorite tournament.
And lake.
Yeah.
I
love Saginaw. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the favorite tournament I fished, but it's by far my favorite lake. I mean, that place.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you could take someone out there, spin them around, put a blindfold on them, and have them drive in any direction, and they end up in the reeds on any part of the lake, and you're going to be able to catch like 10 pounds. I mean, you tie on a bluegill swim jig, and it's you better hang on to it. Whether it's a bowfin or a pike or a bass,
yeah, they'll eat whatever you throw at them.
Yeah. And then guys catch big smallmouth out there. Logan, you had him on. He knows where they're at, where they're roaming at out there, and up in the river, catch some largemouth up in there.
Oh yeah,
Saginaw's an awesome place.
So we've got the Bassmaster Open there in June this year. Finally going back. Well, I guess there's only like a year gap, but I'm super excited about that one. I know a lot of people are.
I'm excited, man.
So
I was pretty disappointed when I looked on the schedule this year and it wasn't on there.
I know.
They didn't have any northern tournaments.
Yeah. My fishing partner, he's never been up there. And
really?
Like the whole year we're like, oh man, Saginaw Bay is crazy. We talk about it all the time. And he's excited he finally gets to go. So what are the predictions for Sag Bay? Are we smallmouth fishing or are we largemouth fishing? Or both?
Gosh. We try and find some smallmouth every year, but it's never worked out for us. We've always fished for largemouth. But so I don't know. I mean, if we can catch big smallmouth, we're gonna try. But it's also we got to look at the winds because 10 miles an hour, that place is freaking rolling.
Oh yeah, that's like heavy
Tucker
wind up there.
Yeah, I know Tucker and Logan that one year they had like half hour to fish and they ended up whacking them and winning. Yep. So, but you can do it, but you gotta have the balls to roll out there and 5 footers.
Yeah, absolutely.
6 footers, yeah.
Okay, yes, they're quick trips. That's exactly what they are.
Quick trip, yeah.
I know you've seen the boat. It's the Whitetail Properties boat. It has the big deer antler on the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's his son. He fishes for LSU now. So he was up there. They did really good. I think it was either the first day or the second day. They did really good. They were sitting in like the top 10 or top 5.
Nice, yeah.
But we were fishing. I think we were fishing, I know we saw them, and they're quick trips. That's exactly what they are.
Yep, they got that's north of me. Yep.
Yep.
They got some of those south too down here in Chandler. Quick trip down there that we used to always stop at.
Yeah, they're super nice gas stations. But like I was amazed. Like I looked up like gas station near me when we were up there for the Worlds,
and
it's like, is there anything else other than Quick Trip? Like it's
we stopped at that. We stopped at a Quick Trip every morning too. They got some good breakfast sandwiches.
yeah. I mean, they're like really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Another question: do you want to fish in college? If so, where? If not, are you wanting to fish at Opens or Toyotas?
I think I will fish in college. I definitely am. So, but I'm not. I haven't really haven't settled on a place yet. I got my eyes on a couple places.
Do you mind sharing where you're looking at?
Auburn's got a bunch of friends there, so that'd be pretty cool. Carson Newman's a great college, so a bunch of those down south. I'd like to be somewhere central.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes it a lot easier for driving.
Yeah, And you're a sophomore?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a little bit of time to think about it.
Yeah.
Grant Thomas asked, how many tournaments have you won?
Gosh, I'm not sure. Like, is he asking? You want to know major tournaments or just like local ones?
Let's do high school tournaments. How many high school tournaments?
High school tournaments. Gosh, I'm not sure. I've won 2 MLF high school opens. I'm yet to win a BASS high school open. So hopefully this next year is the year. But
yep, might be Sag Bay if you get on the smallmouth.
Hopefully, man, that'd be awesome to win up there.
Absolutely. Hold on just a second. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Your screen's black, but we still got your sound. So you fished up north, you fished down south. Have you ever fished like up around like New York or like Maryland?
I have not. We've always wanted to make the trip up there, like St. Lawrence River, Thousand Islands up there. We've always wanted to make the trip, but we haven't yet.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go bad. Those places are crazy up there.
That's unreal fishing up there, man. I mean, that's crazy.
Would you rather fish up north or down south if you had the option?
I'd probably go up north.
Me too.
Yeah.
I would. The fishing is just so much better up there, like consistently.
Yeah, that's it. You're not gonna get any of the big 20, 25 pound bags, really. I mean, obviously guys catch them, but it's not really nearly as common as it is down by you guys, or even further than that. But I mean, it's a lot of 2.5, 2 pounders, and it's a lot of them.
Yeah, and what do you think makes the lakes up there so much more consistent like that? I
think probably the clear water and like all the good grass up here.
The grass? That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Is bait fish like a big deal up there? Or do y'all? Okay, let me rephrase that. Do y'all have gobies?
Yeah, on the smallmouth lakes, like on the Great Lakes and stuff. Yeah, there's
gobies. Okay. What about like local tournaments? Or local lakes, sorry.
Yeah,
no gobies.
Yeah, I mean, they say they're in some of the lakes, but I mean, there may be like a couple, but it's not like as prominent as it is out on the Great Lakes.
I got you. What are like the primary bait fish up there?
Bluegill and gizzard shad.
Gizzard shad, okay.
Yeah.
Another question.
We get some huge gizzards, man. I mean, there's one of the lakes I fish by my house. They get like 4 pound gizzard shad out of there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So the gizzards are out here eating the bass.
Yeah, I think so. They might.
Man, Grant's just rolling out the questions tonight. We've got the Dale Hollahammer on here. Is he fishing the Logan Parks tournament?
I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not. I wish I could make it down there, but
I think it'll be a pretty cool tournament.
Yeah, it's a ways though from me. It's like 14 hours, so.
Oh yeah, that's a good little drive.
Yeah, I think it should be good though. I hope he has a great turnout.
Yeah, I think it will be. Definitely a super cool idea.
Are you fishing that one?
Yeah, I will be. So we have a tournament November, or like the second week in November on Cherokee, and then so his tournament's the day after our tournament on Cherokee. So we're driving from Cherokee down to Alabama and fishing. Yeah, so that'll be interesting for sure. But I'm excited for it. I think it'll be super cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome, man. The format he's got is definitely interesting. So that makes it a little bit. Yeah, it makes it a little more entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. So if you had to pick a favorite lake up north, so your favorite northern lake would be Saginaw Bay?
Yeah.
What about Southern Lake? Or just lake like kind of towards the south?
Gosh. What would I pick?
Okay, let me rephrase that.
I like Lake of the Ozarks.
Really?
Which isn't super south, but yeah, Ozarks is an interesting place.
Yeah.
I won my first MLF Open out there, and I've had some days that have been super tough out there, but Ozarks is an interesting one. It's pretty fun. There's some good ones there too. So.
How far is that from you?
That one's about 6 hours.
So not terrible.
No, not too bad.
Um, what about like river system, like Tennessee River, Cumberland River? Like, what kind of
Uh,
river chain would you?
yeah, Tennessee River.
Tennessee River.
Yeah, that'd
What's
be it.
your
I'd also say, Lake of the Ozarks and Gunnersville. Love Gunnersville.
so Gunnersville would be your favorite on the Tennessee River?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Okay, Gunnersville's a good one.
Yeah, I'd say Lake of the Ozarks and Gunnersville probably had a pretty close tie. They're super opposite the fish, but
Yeah,
yeah, well, I like them both. Gunnersville's a fun one. We had a great time down there this year.
yeah.
So.
Did y'all fish the? I think it was a couple years ago, the MLF Open on Gunnersville. It was in like March, I think.
I was, gosh, I can't remember. Probably.
I could have swore y'all did like really good. Maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Um,
I did do good. Yeah, I think I know. Remember what one you're talking about. We did do pretty good. We've never
windy.
we've never sucked it too bad at Gunnersville, so that's been good.
Yeah, it was super windy that day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when it was pouring rain in the morning.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Parker Bilbrey asks favorite pro angler from MLF and the elites.
Gosh, man, that's a hard one. MLF, I love Wheeler, man. He's an awesome guy. Yep, love him. And then on the elites, probably Gerald Swindle, love him, awesome guy. Brandon Polinick.
Yep.
There's a lot of good guys out there, man. It's hard
to pick. They're all so good.
Yeah.
This is Jake Davis, our one of the directors down here in Tennessee. Jake, if you're watching still, I'm still a little mad at you for what you did to me earlier today, and he knows what I'm talking about. He hurt my feelings a little bit. He asked if you ever fished Sturgeon Bay. He says it's even better than Saginaw Bay.
Yeah. Yep. I've been out on sturgeon up on Chequamegon Bay. I've caught them pretty good out there. We've had some really good days out there on sturgeon.
So is that
no? Chequamegon would be up on Superior, but Sturgeon Bay. My grandparents actually used to own a lodge pretty close to there, so we used to. They had a bed and breakfast. They're no longer doing that, but yep, we fished out on sturgeon. That's unreal, man. I think they had some tournaments out there earlier this year. I think they had 32 pounds for the best 5 ended up winning. It's unreal out there. I mean, that place is out of control right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Is there good largemouth fishing up there?
On sturgeon?
Yeah.
I've never done it. I've never fished for largemouth out there, but yeah, guys definitely catch them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wade Werner says Sturgeon Bay has some Dave Mercer giants.
Yeah, it definitely does. No question about that.
Thank you, Kobe May, for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. So what is like your favorite other than bass? Okay, smallmouth or largemouth?
Yeah, I gotta go smallmouth.
Smallmouth. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go smallmouth, man.
Largemouth or spots?
That's a hard one. It's pretty hard to beat a largemouth on a frog, but I mean those spots are catching spots on top water is also pretty hard to beat.
Oh yeah, I don't
know. I'd say that one's close.
I think spots are like the perfect mix because like they're just as mean as a smallmouth, but they kind of act like largemouth more to me. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like spots. Spots are pretty cool fish.
Yeah.
Other than bass, though, what is your favorite? Like, kind of like a side species. Like, what do you like to target on when you're not bass fishing?
I'd say crappie. I love crappie.
So y'all call them crappie?
Yeah.
Okay.
What guys call them specks?
No, we call them crappie too. But like we went to Toledo Bend, and they call them sockeye. And I was like, what is that?
I've never heard that. I know down in Florida they call them specks.
Specks, yeah. Or there's all kinds of names for them. But
yeah, I love crappie fishing though, especially in the spring when it's good out here. We've got we've got some lakes that have got some pretty decent ones, so it's pretty fun.
Is you ever been muskie fishing?
I've never. We had a tournament, an ICAST tournament, like a local deal that was about on Lake Shelbyville, which is about 2.5 hours south of me. And I caught my first muskie there on accident on a crankbait, and my friend Landon Gabby and his partner Jake, they caught, I think between practice and the tournament, they caught like 11.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. But I've never, no giants, but I mean, that's 11 muskies, pretty crazy, but I've never targeted them.
Yeah. The pike always seem to bite though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those things are stupid. You can catch those on anything. You throw a can out there and they'd eat it.
Yep. We were up there in Wisconsin on in La Crosse, and we were in one of these little pockets. It was full of grass, and we were throwing some topwater around like a buzzbait and a frog. And dude, we got into some pike like crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's 3 or 4 boats around us, and we're just getting like every cast.
Yeah,
they're crushing a buzzbait, and I'm sure these guys were like, "Oh yeah, we need to go over there where they're at. They're smashing the bass." And I was like, but I mean, it was fun. Like it was literally every cast on the topwater you could catch
they will make your frog box go empty. I mean, they'll slice them up, or they'll come up and eat it. And I mean, you like reel down so you get a little bit of tension before you set the hook, and it's just nothing. I mean, they'll slice 65-pound braid like it's nothing.
Yeah, I've got a Z-Man frog out in my box that I have from last time we were at Saginaw Bay from a big old pike or whatever it's called. We were at St. Clair a couple years ago too. Did you fish the open, or I think it was the Detroit River actually?
I was there. I caught my personal best smallmouth in that practice up there.
Oh really? What it was?
6'3".
Oh gosh, that's a giant.
It was a good one.
A giant. How'd you do in the tournament up there? I don't remember.
I can't remember what place we got. I think we had like 13.5 pounds. Our practice went really, really well, actually. We were catching consistent 3.5 pounders, and then obviously that one like 6 in practice, and we were super confident, and then the wind switched up on our spot, and all the bait left, and our 3-pounders turned into 12 inchers. So
yep, it happens. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Alcoa fishing team, if you only had one choice, finesse fishing or power fishing?
I would, if I could only do one, I'd finesse fish. I think that's kind of I've probably caught 70% of my tournament bass on a wacky rig. So
wow, okay.
Yeah. So, and a drop shot. I catch a bunch on a drop shot, so I'd have to go with that.
To be honest, I don't know if I've ever weighed in a bass on a wacky rig.
Really?
Yep. I can't remember a time where I was like consistently catching fish on a wacky rig.
That's crazy. What percentage are you like throwing a bait caster over a spinning rod?
I'm probably 75% spinning rod.
Oh, okay. And you never throw a wacky rig, man.
Yep. I rarely throw it. I mean, I catch a couple on it, but like it's just one of the baits.
Throwing a drop shot?
Yeah, I like a drop shot.
Yeah.
I like a drop shot. Drew Traffin's dead. I don't even know how to. I love this guy, but I don't even know how to say his last name. Drew from Carson Newman says, "Y'all don't know about the Sag Bay pike." Okay, we've got another. This is actually a really important question: pineapple on pizza or no?
No.
No. Okay. Well, no. Kobe, you got to reply to your own comment, and you got to tell us what you like. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? Oh man. What bait do you find yourself throwing? Like everywhere you go, doesn't matter what time of year or if you're on the Canadian border or you're in Florida, what bait do you always have tied on that you always can catch a fish on?
A wacky rig.
Wacky rig.
Yeah, 4-inch Yamamoto Senko. I catch a ton of fish on that sucker.
A 4-inch Senko?
Yep. I couldn't tell you the last time I've thrown a 5-inch on a wacky rig.
Really?
Yep.
Do you use a weighted hook or like just a weight? Not weightless? Weightless. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use are they called O-rings or the little plastic?
Yeah. O-rings. Yep.
Okay, so you use the little rings.
Yeah. And then if it gets deeper, I haven't done it recently, but the last like 2 years, like 2 years ago, when I was just on the first year of high school, last year of juniors, I hammered them on a Nico rig. That was like my Baker's Nico rig. That was like I fished every single tournament with the Nico rig, and I caught them really good, but I kind of just stopped throwing it.
Yeah, a Nico rig's a really good bait that gets overlooked, and I always forget to throw it too. But see, I've never caught them good on a wacky rig, but I've caught them good on a Nico rig.
Yeah.
So similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
Kobe says pineapple's a staple in his opinion, and it'll change your life. So what Senko did you say you throw on a wacky?
Gary Yamamoto.
Okay. What color?
Yeah. Green pumpkin, I'd say is my top.
Okay. He says he likes the Generals, the Berkeley. I like that one too. That's a good Senko.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Pineapples on pizza, Senkos, Sturgeon Bay Giants. What tournament on the Opens are you looking forward to the most this year?
I'd say Saginaw.
Saginaw Bay? Other than Saginaw Bay.
But all the Bass Opens this year are actually going to be new ones for me besides Saginaw. So
okay.
Yep, all those are new. Clarks Hill, Douglas, never been there.
Never been to Douglas. Okay.
Nope. JD's fished it once, fun fishing, but only for a little bit. So that'd be a new one for us.
Douglas is a fun lake.
That's a fun lake. Yep.
That's where
good I've seen.
The what?
You've caught them out there pretty good.
We've done okay out there, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's where our state championship was. Okay.
Yep.
Forgot about that one. Hey Tony, what's up, dude? Thanks for watching. That Douglas is where our pineapple pizza buddy is from. That's where he lives. Man, I just had something on my mind, but I completely forgot it. Oh, okay. So you have used your social media a lot, and you've learned it. You know, the algorithms and the posts and everything.
Yeah.
Drop some tips and advice on us on how to use your social media to be successful and to meet not necessarily to get sponsors, but to put yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of build your brand.
Yeah. I think the biggest key is just consistency and quality. I mean, I think it's kind of quality over quantity to an extent. Obviously, you want to have frequent posts and stuff, but you gotta keep away from the junk. And a lot of people have asked me, like, why haven't I started a YouTube channel and stuff like that? And I would like to, but then that's an extra step to the equation, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just consistency, and it'll come. I mean, it'll eventually come. If you keep posting good stuff, the companies will come to you.
Yep, for sure. So, and I think everybody I've had on here, we've at least touched on this just a little bit, but I feel like, and people text me this a lot, and sponsors really, it's not a huge deal on high school. Like, sponsors are awesome, and I love sponsors. Like, they're the reason that we get to do what we do. Without high school level sponsors, I mean, sponsoring our trails and the Opens and everything, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
But I think it gets kind of like highlighted a little too much. Like, it's super, super necessary. But I think definitely let the sponsors come to you and, you know, do your deal and fish your tournaments and try to be as successful as you can.
And you gotta also, another thing is try and, like, obviously you want to have the good social media posts to lead you to have good visibility and stuff on the social media, but you also got to put in a little bit of effort yourself. I mean, go to the Bassmaster Classic and talk to some of those guys on the elites. Talk to the guys who are at the companies, and you can go to even some of the elite events and just talk to the guys, get those good relationships, and that's how it kind of just flowing from there. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Kobe, or our pineapple pizza buddy, says, Carter, you'll love Douglas.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, I'm excited for it.
My dad said the music on your stories are on point. You always post on your story at least, like, is it once a day?
We try to, yeah.
Try to. Okay. What is your go-to song for an Instagram post?
Man, I don't know. It depends on I guess it kind of depends on the picture. I mean, some of the times it's like some serious like rock and roll like
Some
stuff like
AC/DC?
that, and then it's like and then it'll go to like country music and stuff like that. So I guess it kind of varies.
Okay.
But I've had pretty good feedback on the music, so I think we'll have to keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Take notes. Take notes, people.
Yeah.
You gotta have a variety.
Yeah.
Is iCast worth the trip to Florida?
Absolutely. I think it definitely is. I love ICAST. That's a super fun time down there, especially spending time with all my friends and everyone down there. ICAST is a super fun time.
Yeah, I've wanted to go to that every year, but I think we've had a tournament or we've been on vacation or something every year.
Really? Yeah.
And yeah, I really want to go this next
Yeah.
coming year.
Yeah.
It seems so much fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
And explain to us what iCast is. It's really not like what a lot of people think it is.
Yeah, it's
I've
not
never
like
I've never been, so you could definitely do a better job of explaining what it is.
yeah, it's not like the Bassmaster Classic or anything like that. That's why I use the Bassmaster Classic as an example for the exposure and visibility. But the iCast is kind of like an invite only deal where you got to get like a badge from a company where it's like your lanyard, then you wear it right here, and that says like your company and your name on it. So you got to have like every year I go with the Hook Boys and they invite me down there. So, but you can't. It's not just like a walk-in deal where you can just walk in. They won't let you in. But there's nothing for sale, so you can't buy anything. It's just all companies with their display on the product, and obviously the main idea is like to display your new products that you're going to be coming out with.
So it's kind of just like a preview of what's to come.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And a lot of the companies who are repping their new products that haven't come out yet are like, they show them in the summer and then they'll have them like released like in the fall, so around this time.
I got you.
Yeah.
Definitely. I love, even though I haven't ever got to go, just seeing like all the new stuff that's coming out. You know,
yeah.
I mean, most of it gets posted on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely.
My dad says he definitely notices the reels with good music get better views.
Yeah, they do, man. They do.
How did you get connected with Hook?
I've been working with them for 3 or 4 years now, and they reached out to me back then. Okay. So, yep, that was pretty much how that started.
And that's a good example too of how using your social media can help you get connected with some pretty cool people.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, and social media it can be used in so many different ways. Like,
yeah, that's, I mean, a lot of guys on the elites are like, it's 50%. Even some guys are like, it's 70% business, 30% fish, 50% business, 50% fish. So you got to catch them, and you also got to have the business side. You got to be a good person.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Kind of switching back gears to more of the fishing side of it. What's your favorite part of getting, like obviously you don't live super close to most of the tournaments, but what is your favorite part of getting to travel to so many, or kind of being forced to travel almost to so many different places?
Gosh, it's good to see a lot of those different places, I think. I mean, we don't have you go down to Smith Lake, and that's a whole different world down there. I mean, you go down to Guntersville, a whole different world down there. Go down to Florida, a whole different world down there. So you kind of get to see a lot of different parts of the U.S. almost, pretty much. I mean, we haven't had any tournaments where we go out west because that's a long way. California, Delta, and stuff. I know MLF has a couple out there every year, but we've never made it out there. But yeah.
Yep. What would you say are some of the cons of having to travel so much?
I'd say it's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. So I'd say that's a big one. Missing school also. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're going to miss school. That's awesome. But I obviously it is, but then I'm getting behind, and then it's like, and then it's kind of digging yourself in a deeper hole from there.
Yeah, for sure. how do you keep up with school? Do you do school on the road?
Yeah, I'll try and, or if I mean, it obviously depends on the teacher. Some better relationships with them than others, and some are supportive of it, and some don't really care for it. But and then I'll let them know I'm going to be gone in advance and see if I can kind of a couple days leading up get ahead a little bit and get my papers and get everything on my computer. I mean, a lot of stuff is digital now on the
Yeah.
laptop, so I can just do it on there now.
Yeah, that definitely makes it easy. Actually,
Yeah.
after the show here, I got to get on to a little bit of school. Got some catching up to do. We've been fishing like crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing that's crazy to me. Like y'all's local trails are ending just as ours are getting started.
Yeah.
That's just it's like complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Because
But
in the spring, I'm pretty much in like March, April, May, maybe April, May. I'm pretty much gone every Thursday and Friday of the week. So every week, you're not gonna see me at school on Fridays.
yeah, yeah. I actually went homeschool just so I wouldn't have to deal with the teachers and everything.
Really?
It is, yeah, yeah. I went homeschooled. So my 8th grade year, I was homeschooled, and then I went back my freshman year, and then
Okay.
last year I went back homeschooled again.
Okay.
Because I got my driver's license, so I could drive myself to all the tournaments and practice and everything.
That's a nice thing, man. I know
Yeah.
I'm pretty good friends with Trey McKinney,
Yeah,
and obviously everyone's seen his great success he's had on the elites. At just being he just turned 18 a couple months ago, so he's a young guy and he knows how to catch them. But
he does.
he's been homeschooled too, so that definitely makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and so crazy, dude. 18 years old and just is he the youngest ever to qualify for the Elite Series?
I'm not. I think so.
It's wild.
I'm not 100% on that though.
That's crazy, and
Yeah.
and it does show you don't have to go to college to be successful in the fishing.
No, he pretty much
in
said
fishing.
he pretty much said forget the high school tournaments, forget the college tournaments. He was fishing a lot of money tournaments around Illinois, and he won a Bass Cat last year, 2 years ago, and then that helped him. He sold that, and then so he's had a good career so far.
He sure has, and I think it's definitely just going to keep going up from there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially this is his first year. This was his first year fishing the Opens, and he made it. So
it's crazy. So do his parents own a store up there?
Yeah, they own McKinney Western Wear is what it's called. That's about 5 hours south of me, Southern Illinois.
Okay, yeah. I think when we were going up to Wisconsin, we saw a sign up there.
Yep, they got the billboard on the highway. Yep.
Yes. Yep, we passed it. I know I remember that. As we kind of wrap up here, leave us with one piece of advice. It doesn't matter. It could be social media. It could be fishing. It could be a life lesson. Leave us with one piece just to think on, like anything you want to say.
I think a lot of kids, one of the biggest questions I get is like, how do you have like, knock on wood, like common success or frequent success? And I think a big thing with that is you got to fish a lot of tournaments and a lot of big ones, I think also, because if you're just fishing around and you're like, even if you're the biggest hammer in Illinois, biggest hammer in Tennessee, and then you get up way north and then you're kind of scratching your head, or you get way down south in Florida and you're kind of scratching your head. So I think also fishing with as many different people also is a huge thing. That was one of the things I try to do, and you got to just soak up as much information as you can and fish with as many different people as you can, because everyone kind of has everyone's got a kind of different view on it, I guess. I mean, some guys they like to fish shallow, and you can get good fishing with them doing that. Some guys are live scopers catching them out deep, and you can get really good doing that. So I think that's it.
Yeah, I think everybody definitely kind of has their own style of fishing, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. What would you say your style is?
I like shallow water fishing.
Shallow?
I mean, that's what we do a lot. I mean, a lot of frog fishing, a lot of the wacky rigs in the grass and stuff like that. But I would like to get better at. That's kind of my weakness too. I mean, is the deeper offshore tournaments is where we struggle a little bit. But that's kind of an area we got to work on.
I think definitely traveling helps you with that too. You kind of
Absolutely.
cover all aspects of everything.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. That's awesome, dude. Well, man, thank you for coming on the show. This has been
Absolutely,
good.
man. Thank you
This
for
has been
having me.
really good. You know, we've talked about all kinds of stuff. Sponsorships, pineapples on pizza, gas stations. I didn't even expect like half of the stuff we talked about. But man, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And
Absolutely, dude.
if you don't follow this guy already, CJPJ Fishing on Instagram, and you don't have a Facebook, do you?
I don't. No.
Okay, so go over there on Instagram, give this guy a follow, keep up with him, and listen to his awesome videos with some good music on there. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been fun tonight. We will be back again next Monday. And another thing, I forgot to say it. We have good Wi-Fi now. We actually just got some new internet, so hopefully everything's looking crisp and clean and gonna be good going forward. But again, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. I really appreciate you coming on here and just giving me some of your time. And I hope you learned something. Yeah,
absolutely, dude.
Dad said thanks, Elon. We got some Starlink Wi-Fi on here now. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up. We'll see you guys next Monday on the Bass Lane.
See you, man.